Shakur stays at 140, a win against either one of those guys creates a mandate to fight Shakur. And if Shakur leaves the division and goes back down to, say, 135, and you beat both those guys, you are now the Ring Magazine one and only and genuine 140-pound champion. Champion of that division the way Barney Ross and Aaron Pryor and, those guys were once champions at 140 pounds.
Richard Hitchins, you had Teofimo Lopez, but now you got Shakur Stevenson. He took that belt.
Okay. I like, by the way, these answers, guys.
Shakur Stevenson will fight me.
These answers that you're giving us, Gary.
Defeat or beat, I would have to wipe out my division in order to say, okay, I'm the guy at the 140 division.
He came outside, literally where I'm at right now. I could kill you. I'm not saying I want to kill you or want to take you off this earth, but realistically, I will kill you if we fought.
Like, dude, we don't even gotta fight in the ring. You socked me off guard and couldn't even drop me. If we was to fight right now on the streets, I'll break your neck. And that's on my kids. And you know it, I know it, and the whole world know it.
Gary Antuanne Russell drops a bomb, calling Shakur Stevenson scared, and the drama explodes further as Joaquin Buckley is stepping into the mix, firing shots at both Shakur and Crawford.
And it can easily be proven. Because I heard Shakur also say, oh, hey, then let's fight then, to Ilia Topuria. And I ain't gonna pick on the little dude because he's little. I get his big bro though. But, no disrespect, you might be retired. I ain't asking to fight you in the actual ring. But let's just work. Let's just work. I feel like I don't get none of the respect that I feel that's warranted. Let me get some work with the so-called GOAT that's in the boxing. And let's see how I hold my own. Y'all seeing this, y'all share this, y'all like to send and clip stuff, send this to Bud. Come and work with an MMA dude. I know you still staying sharp. I know you still in the ring training. You might not box again like you said, because ain't no money that's going to ever bring you back. But hey, don't allow your talents and your gifts to go to waste.
Shakur and Crawford called boxing better than UFC on Aiden Ross Live, and what started as a simple question has erupted now into one of the wildest debates in fight sports right now.
You got with the UFC as a whole?
Yo, I saw you say that. You gotta take that back.
What?
You said that the UFC is better than boxing.
It's true, and you know it's true.
It's not true.
Come on, even he's smiling. Yo, come on, bro. You would experience it.
This might have seemed like a simple statement, but UFC fighter Joaquin Buckley turned it into a heated confrontation. According to him, Terrence Crawford and Shakur Stevenson disrespected the sport of UFC, and he called them out to fight. Buckley also claimed that Shakur urged Aiden Ross to contact Ilia Topuria for a match, calling Shakur a little dude and expressing interest in facing his big brother, Terrence Bud Crawford, next.
And the UFC, you don't know who gonna get it. And it's not because we trash. It's not because, yet again, they don't work technical or they don't work fundamentals. There are so many ways to lose a fight. From the wrestling, from the submissions, from knees, from elbows, from kicks, spinning back kicks, spinning fists. And y'all try to say, no, y'all the real fighters. How? How y'all the real fighters? If we came outside, literally where I'm at right now, I could kill you. I'm not saying I want to kill you or want to take you off this earth, but realistically, I would kill you if we fought.
He didn't stop there. Buckley even criticized Shakur's performance against Teofimo Lopez, which many consider a masterclass. According to Buckley, Shakur hasn't delivered the knockouts people expected. In his view, Shakur cared more about protecting his record than truly challenging himself, and he didn't fight at his full potential.
Shakur, I'm on you. Even though you beat Timo, right? All the stuff that Timo was talking, all that trash that he was doing, he's saying he throwing bananas at you and all that type of stuff, right? Yeah, you beat him, but you should have knocked his ass out cold. But because you worried about your little record, because you don't want to get embarrassed, you want to blame it. Oh, well, it's the art of boxing. Or I just want to show my jab all night. You ain't want to go out there and put on your best performance. Like Sugar Ray Leonard back in the day would say, right? If I feel like somebody can't compete with me, I'm getting them up out of there. I might drag you out for a couple rounds. People that paid tickets pay $1,000 to come and see me?
In the ongoing saga, Buckley hasn't just fired at Shakur Stevenson, he also targeted Terence Crawford, issuing a blunt warning, "I'll kill you if they face off in a street fight." Crawford didn't take it lightly and responded with equal heat, claiming that if a street fight ever happened, he would break Buckley's neck.
Like, dude, we don't even gotta fight in the ring. You socked me off guard and couldn't even drop me. If we was to fight right now on the streets, I'll break your neck. And that's on my kids. And you know it, I know it, and the whole world know it. And I'm not talking about no fighting in the ring. If me and you was to fight outside, I will break your neck.
Given all this, MMA and boxing are feuding again, with Joaquin Buckley and Terence "Bud" Crawford trading blows in a fiery war of words. Crawford weighed in on X, defending his sport while throwing sharp jabs at Buckley. He wrote, "Yeah, I can see why he's nowhere near the top. This guy clueless." He followed up with another post on X, saying, "Who's even fighting in the streets anymore? Talking about who he can kill in the streets. He must have forgot they make switches for them kind of tough guys." This feud is far from over, with fans weighing in, some even warning Bud Crawford not to accept Buckley's sparring challenge. We want to hear what you think. Tell us in the comments below. Moving on to the next segment, we have Shakur Stevenson being called out by Gary Antuanne Russell, who himself is lined up to face Andy Hiraoka. When Max Kellerman asked Russell about his next opponents, he listed Dalton Smith and Subriel Matias, even downplaying Shakur, hinting at a possible fear Shakur might have of facing him.
If I was to have a true hit list and I was to go down in a line in order, who would I deal with first? It definitely will be a Dalton Smith first, because he beat the boogeyman and he got the belt that I want, Matias. And then you got Richard Hitchins. After Richard Hitchins, you had Teofimo Lopez, but now you got Shakur Stevenson. He took that belt.
Okay. I like, by the way, these answers, guys.
Shakur Stevenson will fight me.
These guys, these answers that you're giving us, Gary.
At the same time, Gary Antuanne Russell has made it clear he wants to beat Shakur Stevenson, claiming he's more than capable of doing so. He highlighted why finishing Shakur would mean a lot for him and outlined what he believes will happen when they meet. According to Russell, he won't fight anyone else, aiming to accelerate his pound-for-pound rise. And if he steps up to Shakur, it will be a total wipeout. Shakur won't remain in the top 3 pound-for-pound rankings. Russell insists Shakur is scared and vows to dominate the 140-pound division if they face off.
Of course, it gotta be a Shakur Stevenson. He moved up to 140. He's down there as the third place holder for pound, and he just beat kind of like the most extravagant type of fighter at the 140 division, Teofimo Lopez. I feel like he's the most exciting fighter for real at 140, besides myself.
Okay.
You know, he's bringing a lot of style, a lot of flair, a lot of charisma, and action, you know, but he no longer had the title. He no longer had the title. If it's not a Shakur Stevenson, it's not a one person that I have to defeat or beat. I would have to wipe out my division in order to say, okay, I'm the guy at the 140 division.
Stepping into the mix is Conor Benn, who revealed his messages to Eddie Hearn about facing Shakur Stevenson. He makes it clear, if Shakur wants the fight, he will make his presence known. Even with a rehydration clause, Ben believes it will come at a cost for Shakur, and he's confident he can beat him. Breaking it down, Ben says he will come straight at Shakur in the ring, rough him up, and steamroll him, sending a blunt warning that adds another layer of intrigue to Shakur's next matchup.
If he's going to call me out, I'm going to make my presence known. I want to do Shakur next. I was talking to him today, and he's adamant he wants the rehydration clause. I said I'll do it if the numbers are right. So
you were willing to even do the hydration clause?
I'll do the hydration clause, because you know what? I'm disciplined. I'm extremely disciplined. Like, I mean, my discipline is unquestioned. You know, so for me, getting the weight down and doing it right, you won't see me doing our Eubank business, posting like sympathy, even on like sweatsuit and that. I'll do the weight properly, and ultimately it comes at a price. It definitely comes at a price, and that's what that fight would be. And do I fancy that fight? Yes, because I love the challenge of it. It is a future pound for pound great. I think he's too small. I wouldn't try and box him. I wouldn't try and counter. I'd just steam straight into him. I'd steam into him. I'd fight him. I would take it to him and rough him up.
Making his intentions clear, Conor Benn has stated he's going to go all out against Shakur Stevenson, and he's dead serious. Taking things to another level, Ben insists this fight is even bigger than Raleigh Romero and that it's urgent he makes it happen as soon as possible. Revealing his plans, he says he's finalizing a contract to face Shakur Stevenson within a week. Ben adds that everyone backing him knows he's a big name who can not only draw crowds, but also elevate their careers.
And I don't just talk about it, because none of these fights get made. ain't because of me.
Right.
And we can, like, I mean this, and I'm saying this, on it. I'll get a contract over to Shakur this week. I'll get a contract over to Shakur this week. I won't wait for him to send me one. I'll get one over to him this week.
Guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
So it's obviously that's a bigger fight than Rolly, but that's on deck as well.
Yeah, Rolly we can do in May, is what I'm hearing. You know, so Rolly can be in May. Ultimately, I'm sitting in the car. Bear in mind, I ain't fought this division for 3 years.
Right.
So you got to ask yourselves the same thing. Well, why are you lot all calling me out? Because they know it makes sense.
It's a big fight.
It might make sense.
Right.
You know, for me, I want to challenge myself also against the best guys you got.
Amid all this, the long-dreamed fight between Gervonta Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson has also been a hot topic. Sean Porter, sharing his thoughts on the matchup, pointed out the areas where Tank Davis could trouble Stevenson, calling it a fight that, if made now, could surpass any other suggested matchup. Porter believes Tank will come at Stevenson unexpectedly, using his unique fight IQ to pose a real threat. According to him, Tank has every tendency to attack Stevenson aggressively inside the ring.
You see, IQ, we saw IQ, but to me, it was low IQ because you see somebody's IQ take place when a fighter makes an adjustment, and now you have to adjust to what that fighter is doing, and that's kind of where you see
who's smart.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think my fight with Terrence shows a very high level of IQ from both of us. You know what I mean?
For sure.
And that's what Tank is gonna do with Shakur. He's gonna come into the ring and be a different version of himself than he's had to be before.
Another fight that fans have been waiting for is Shakur Stevenson versus Devin Haney. After Stevenson's masterclass performance, everyone has been anticipating an official announcement, and all eyes are on what comes next. Paulie Malignaggi has spoken on it, highlighting the urgency of making this fight now. In his view, this is the perfect time, not only because of Stevenson's showing against Teofimo Lopez, but also because underdog Devin Haney's win over Brian Norman Jr. adds even more intrigue, creating a matchup the boxing world is desperate to see.
This fight now is even more juicy than it was the first time around when they were talking about it. When they were talking about it the first time around, Haney was red hot as undisputed lightweight champion, and Shakur was the boogeyman who was very good, but was having trouble locking in those big
insider
names.
boogeyman.
Right. I gotta be honest, man. Like this could, if this happens right now, this is the right timing too, because both are at a good moment in their careers.
Very high.
It's actually,
and there's a title on
it's actually simmered better than it had back then, and back then it was really something that you wanted to see, but now because of Shakur's recent performance and Haney still being undefeated and having righted the ship, winning as an underdog against Brian Norman, I rate that. I rate when you take on a fight as an underdog and you win it. I rate that. You know, that's why Haney, for me, got into the circle of trust.
Highlighting the significance of a Devin Haney versus Shakur Stevenson matchup, Paulie Malignaggi believes this fight would excite fans far more than anything else. In his view, Haney has proven his worth by remaining undefeated and standing up against the odds, while Stevenson has done the same with his masterful performance against Teofimo Lopez. Rather than any other fight, including Conor Ben's, this is the bout the boxing world needs the most.
Because he wasn't trying to milk the whole business like Gervonta Davis has. So he's taking on these kind of challenges. He's winning them. He built himself up to that level to now, okay, take on all comers. Win or lose, take on all comers. He's got that win over Norman as an underdog. You can say what you want post in hindsight. In foresight, a lot of people were picking against Haney. He gets that win. Shakur, in the meantime, makes his name bigger. You gotta pump those numbers up, and he pumped those numbers up by winning the Teofimo Lopez fight. Now, you know what? Okay, now there's an interest from both fighters. A lot more money, a lot more at stake, a lot more, again, ambition. I like to use that word ambition today. And I think a lot more people will be interested in it than the first time.
As the boxing world eyes several potential opponents for Shakur Stevenson, his legacy is skyrocketing like never before. Recent fiery shots from Gary Antuanne Russell, calling him scared, only add fuel to the fire. While Gary seeks a fight with Shakur, Duke McKenzie has acknowledged the matchup too, saying that if anyone can give Stevenson trouble, it's Russell. He believes Gary has the class, power, and technical mastery to make this the perfect test for Shakur. McKenzie hopes the unification series brings this fight to life, giving Stevenson a real challenge.
In my eyes, in that weight division, there's only one fighter that's going to give him a good fight. There's only one fighter who even stands a chance of beating him. And see, Gary Antuanne Russell, him, that guy, that I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it. Because, you know, that guy's got the class, he's got the power, he's improving all the time, just like Shakur Stevenson. You know, he's a champion in his own right. So let's hope they get a unification series going on right? You know, throw Dalton Smith into that equation, throw the other champion into that equation. You got that 10-stone division right now has to be the best division on the planet. The 10-stone light welterweight division.
But the most discussed matchups among boxing pros right now are Shakur Stevenson versus Tank Davis or Devin Haney. Stepping in, Keith Colin, who has sparred with Stevenson for a long time, weighed in on the potential fights. He believes a fight with Devin Haney would have a similar outcome for Shakur, but notes that Haney would pose more moments of challenge than Teofimo Lopez. For perspective, Colin suggests giving Haney 4 rounds against Shakur Stevenson to gauge his threat level.
I feel like in that fight, even though Devin is a boxer, because Devin is much bigger, he'll probably find more success coming forward.
Okay.
But I feel like it's gonna be the same thing. He probably have more moments than T.O., but overall in the fight, I feel like Shakur overall, it'll kind of be similar. But Devin will probably have more moments. He'll probably take more risks. And just attack it a little bit more differently, you know, educated behind the jab, not having one foot come in front of the other, probably won't be leaning as much as T.O. was. He's a different fighter from T.O., so
different style.
What work with T.O., what work for T.O. probably won't work for Dev and vice versa.
Exactly. Styles make fights.
Yeah.
Maybe how many rounds would you give Devin Haney in that fight against Shakur? What do you think?
I feel like anywhere between, the most I'd say is like 4.
The most they'll be able to be successful.
Yeah.
So 8-4 Shakur.
Yeah.
Colin has also weighed in on the likely outcome of Shakur Stevenson versus Conor Benn. He breaks down the differences between Teofimo Lopez and Benn's approaches to fighting Stevenson, noting that while Teofimo followed a calculated strategy, Benn does not. In Colin's view, Benn fights with his heart, and despite lacking the athleticism of Teofimo, his aggression might make for an exciting performance, but it likely wouldn't be enough to secure a victory against Shakur.
I feel like that fight may be a little bit tougher than his last fight.
Okay.
I feel like T.O. is more skillful than Conor Benn.
Absolutely.
However, Conor Benn is a little bit more rugged and physical. You know, like when T.O. get hit, he'll stop in his tracks. Conor Benn the type of guy that he'll still keep coming and, you know, just he'll have, you feel me? He don't care. He'll be cut up. You know, he with his heart.
Yeah.
When he fights. So I feel like that fight may be a little bit more difficult and rugged for Shakur, but same outcome. Shakur should be victorious.
Out of all the potential matchups, one fight stands out as the biggest: Tank Davis versus Shakur Stevenson. While Stevenson has consistently dominated, many believe Davis poses a real threat. That's exactly what Stevenson's longtime sparring partner, Keith Colin, thinks. He's confident this is the biggest fight on the horizon and believes the winner could become the true face of boxing.
Is Shakur a threat to him?
I mean, like we said before, the biggest fight in reality is like Shakur and Tank.
Exactly.
But you know, with Tank, you got real life things going on right now.
Exactly.
So, you know, like I guess he out of the conversation for now. But you know, like if it was like a year before all of this stuff happened, then I would have said Shakur and Tank.
Definitely. So if that fight plays out, maybe down the road, that's going to be the huge fight, maybe the biggest fight in boxing.
That's a mega fight.
And the winner of this will be the face of boxing, I believe, right?
What a whirlwind in the boxing world right now. From Terrence Crawford and Shakur Stevenson trading fiery shots with UFC's Joaquin Buckley to Gary Russell boldly claiming Shakur is scared, the tension keeps building. And with looming matchups like Devin Haney, Conor Benn, and Tank Davis, the future of the 140-pound division is sizzling. Which fight are you most hyped to see? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for all the latest updates in the fight game.